start by saying it's not how Jeffrey died, but it's how he lived. And we need to get to the bottom of everybody who was involved with that. And I won't stop fighting. I will never be silenced until these people are brought to justice.
Do I feel his death was an appropriate punishment? Absolutely not. It gives nobody justice, and it leaves a lot of unanswered questions.
Virginia Giuffre and Chauntae Davies are two of the 23 women who made victim statements at a court hearing yesterday in the Jeffrey Epstein sex abuse case. Their words were different, but they had one consistent message. They want everyone involved in the alleged abuse to be charged in court. Chauntae, good morning.
Thank you for
There are so many questions in this case. I think I really want to start from the beginning about how and when you met him.
Okay. Well, I met Ghislaine first. I met Ghislaine Maxwell first through I was learning massage at the time to help heal a stomach ailment, a chronological stomach disorder that I've had for 20-something years. And at that time, I was looking for healing within myself, so I started learning massage after being kind of healed through this massage guru, if you will, who then introduced me to Ghislaine.
So she introduced you to Jeffrey Epstein?
She did, yeah.
So you were hired to be a masseuse for him?
Mm-hmm. Initially, yeah.
So at what point does it go from I'm his masseuse and I'm traveling with him to now I've become a victim?
Yeah, it progressed pretty rapidly. The first encounter I had with him, he did, he masturbated in front of me. Mm-hmm. And obviously, that alone should have been enough for me to never come back. But the way that they were able to orchestrate and manipulate the situation, led me to believe that something like that wouldn't happen again. So I did go back a second time.
When you say they, you're talking about he and Ghislaine?
Yes.
Who, by the way, has denied, she hasn't been charged with anything, and she's denied that she was involved in anything inappropriate. What do you say about that?
I say, it's with Ghislaine, it's very confusing because she's someone who I really believed cared for me. The way that she kind of approached the situation was that she felt for the situation I was in, and I was young and struggling and had come from a not such a privileged background, and she seemed wanting to help better my life, and even was personal about it.
Right. So you're a masseuse. He's very inappropriate with you.
Yeah.
And it goes from that to what?
So there were a couple appointments in between that first encounter, and when it progressed, that nothing happened, which led me to believe that it wouldn't happen again.
So you go back, and then?
So it was about the third or fourth encounter or meeting, the two of them, where things progressed to rape.
Mm-hmm. While you were giving him a massage?
Yeah.
He raped you during that encounter?
Yeah.
And after that, you still continue to stay with him?
Yeah.
Help us understand. And I'm not blaming you.
Yeah.
I just want to understand.
Yeah, I'm still trying to understand. There's a lot of anger that I've had for myself. Like why didn't
you report it?
Because immediately the power that this man had was evident. He made it very clear. Ghislaine made it very clear. He had powerful figures photographed all over his residences. Even in one of the first couple trips, they even somehow got me a passport, which I didn't have initially. They just had one for me.
Mm-hmm. Were you afraid of him?
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, he's dead, but I still am. He's still winning in death.
Are you suspicious, Chauntae, about the circumstances of his death? It's been ruled a suicide.
Yeah, I'm absolutely suspicious of it, and I go back and forth because, part of me thinks, okay, so he signed that new will 2 days before.
2 days before he
so
died.
that is obviously a red flag that he was planning to commit suicide, but. I feel like some of the other victims would agree, his ego was so large and he was so manipulative and so intelligent that I really strongly believe that he still thought he was going to get out of it. And I think that he signed that will thinking he was going to get out of it and disappear. like hide that money and disappear. I mean, I really, it's hard for me to wrap my brain around him killing himself because I don't see that. But then it's
What was
also,
he like? I can't understand how this man was able to get away with this for so long.
Yeah.
By women who were all telling similar stories, but yet seemed to think they were the only ones.
Yeah.
What was he
well,
like?
He made it very confusing because he would disguise the abuse with education, trips to a bookstore and pick out whatever books you want. You know, I mean, some girls have experiences of other lavish shopping trips, but with my experience, it was, you know, education based. But, you know, and he sent me to school. He sent my sister to school.
What kind of school?
Culinary school. She studied abroad to be a translator in Spain. So it was very masked by various things that he would kind of just throw out there.
So as we sit here today, what does justice look like for you now that he is no longer here?
I don't know what justice looks like now. I was asking myself that as I was trying to fall asleep last night, and I don't know what it is. I just know we don't have it yet.
Chauntae, thank you so much for coming to tell your story. We really appreciate it.
Thank you for having me.